Have you ever caught your cat doing something they shouldn't, like scratching up your favorite chair or jumping on the kitchen counter while you're cooking? It can be frustrating, right? You're not alone in this. Many cat owners face these challenges every day. Today we're going to talk about how to communicate effectively with your cat to stop unwanted behaviors. Understanding why your cat does these things is the first step toward finding a solution that works for both of you. Cats aren't doing these things to purposely upset us. They simply don't have the same moral concepts of right and wrong that humans do. When your cat scratches the sofa or jumps onto high places, they're often just following their natural instincts. They're not trying to be naughty or destructive on purpose. Recognizing this is crucial because it helps us approach the situation with more empathy and understanding. By the end of this video, you'll have a better grasp of why your cat behaves the way it does and how you can guide them towards more acceptable behaviors in a loving and effective way. Let's dive into how we can communicate better with our feline friends to create a harmonious home environment. Curious why your cat seems to ignore you when you tell them to stop doing something? It's not just stubbornness. There's a lot more going on behind those bright eyes and twitching whiskers. Cats experience the world very differently from us. Understanding these differences is key to managing their behavior without frustration on either side. Let's break it down. Cats are not driven by a desire to please their owners like some other pets. Instead, they are highly individualistic and motivated by their own comfort and curiosity. When a cat scratches your furniture, they aren't thinking about how expensive it was. They are simply following their instinct to maintain their claw health and mark their territory. Similarly, when they jump onto high surfaces, it's not to disrupt your cooking or work, but rather a natural behavior to explore and observe their environment from a safe, elevated place. Recognizing these behaviors as natural can change the way we respond to them. Instead of getting frustrated, we can look for ways to accommodate their natural behaviors in more acceptable ways. This understanding leads us into exploring how we can communicate effectively with our cats, ensuring they understand our house rules without causing them stress or fear. Stay tuned as we discuss this next. Ever wondered if your cat can understand when you tell them no? While it might seem like they're ignoring you, cats don't naturally understand human language, but they are excellent at picking up on cues and routines. This makes it possible to teach them what no means in a way that respects their nature and strengthens your bond. When you need to communicate disapproval to your cat, it's all about consistency and clarity. Say no in a firm, calm voice. Avoid shouting, as this can scare them and damage your relationship. Instead, use a tone that's stern enough to grab their attention without causing distress. Along with your voice, body language plays a significant role. Cats are very observant and can read nonverbal cues. When you say no, make direct eye contact and use a clear hand gesture, like a stop sign with your hand, to reinforce the message. Additionally, try hissing slightly as you say no. It might feel silly, but hissing is a sound cats understand as a warning in their language. This can help them make the connection that the behavior they're engaging in is not acceptable. Remember, the goal isn't just to stop the unwanted behavior in the moment. It's to teach them to associate these behaviors with your disapproval consistently over time. Implementing these techniques with patience will help your cat learn to recognize and respond to your commands, creating a more peaceful and respectful living situation for both of you. Let's move on to how we can redirect these behaviors into more positive outcomes. So, how do you stop a cat from engaging in unwanted behavior without causing stress or fear? The key is redirection. Instead of just telling your cat no, guide them toward an acceptable alternative that satisfies their natural instincts. This approach not only stops the behavior, but also teaches your cat what they should do instead. For instance, if your cat is scratching your furniture, it's crucial to provide them with a suitable scratching post. Place it near the area they usually scratch and encourage its use by sprinkling catnip or hanging a toy on it. Each time they go for the furniture, gently lift them and place them by the scratching post. When they use it, give them lots of praise and maybe a treat. This positive reinforcement makes the right behavior more appealing than the wrong one. What if your cat loves jumping on the countertops? Try setting up a cat tree or high perches elsewhere in your home that are more appealing than your kitchen counters. If they jump on the counter, lead them to their new perch and reward them for using it. Over time, they'll prefer their own special spot that feels just as high and commanding as the counter, but doesn't get them into trouble. Sometimes, deterrence can also be useful. Cats dislike certain textures and smells. Placing double-sided tape or aluminum foil on surfaces where they're not welcome can deter them because they find the sensations unpleasant. Similarly, if your cat chews on wires, applying a taste deterrent can make them think twice about nibbling these dangerous items. By understanding and redirecting your cat's behavior, you're not only stopping the unwanted actions, but also providing your pet with a safe and satisfying alternative. This helps keep your cat happy and active while also keeping your home intact. Up next, let's discuss why it's so important to provide these alternatives and how they benefit both you and your cat. Ever notice how your cat seems to get into trouble when they're bored or their needs aren't being met? That's because cats need stimulation, and if they can't find it in acceptable ways, they'll seek it out themselves, even if it means using your couch as a scratching post. By providing the right alternatives, we can meet their needs and prevent unwanted behavior. First and foremost, make sure your cat has access to engaging and cat-friendly items that cater to their instincts. If your cat is a scratcher, having multiple scratching posts around your home is essential. These should vary in material and position. Some cats prefer horizontal surfaces to stretch out on, while others like vertical posts that mimic tree trunks. For the adventurous climber or the countertop cruiser, cat trees and elevated platforms are invaluable. These alternatives offer them the heights they crave without the danger or inconvenience of them being in places they shouldn't be. Place these in strategic areas where your cat has shown interest in climbing and make them enticing with toys or even a sprinkle of catnip. Don't forget about the importance of interactive toys in regular playtime, which can significantly reduce behavioral issues. Toys that mimic prey movements, like feather wands or motorized mice, provide physical exercise and mental stimulation, keeping your cat's hunting skills sharp and their attention away from less desirable activities. Lastly, consider their comfort and territorial needs. Cats are territorial creatures and can become stressed if they don't have their own space. A cozy bed in a quiet corner or a window perch can be a simple yet effective addition to give your cat a sense of ownership and security in your home. By thoughtfully providing these alternatives, you're not just discouraging bad habits. You're enriching your cat's life and strengthening your bond with them. Now, let's look into how positive reinforcement can be a powerful tool to shape their behavior positively. Understanding the role of positive reinforcement in training your cat is a game changer. Cats respond incredibly well to rewards, which can encourage them to repeat good behavior instead of focusing on their missteps. This method is about reinforcing what you want your cat to do, rather than punishing them for what you don't want. Let's talk about how to effectively use positive reinforcement with your cat. First, identify what your cat finds rewarding. This could be treats, playtime, or even a simple petting session. Using these rewards right after your cat displays a desirable behavior is key. For example, if your cat uses the scratching post instead of the sofa, immediately offer a treat or some affection. This timely reward helps them connect the action with the positive outcome. Another powerful tool is verbal praise. Cats may not understand our words, but they certainly pick up on our tone and enthusiasm. A cheerful, good cat can go a long way. Combine this with a treat or a favorite toy, and your cat will start to associate the good behavior with enjoyable rewards. It's also important to be consistent with your rewards. If you only occasionally reward the right behavior, your cat might get confused about what's expected. Regular positive reinforcement helps establish clear communication between you and your cat about what behaviors are appreciated. Remember, patience is crucial. Training with positive reinforcement takes time and consistency. But over time, your cat will begin to understand that following your guidance leads to good things. They'll be more likely to repeat the behaviors that earn them rewards, creating a positive cycle of good behavior. This approach not only makes training more enjoyable for your cat, but also enhances the bond between you. Next, we'll look into some common pitfalls to avoid while disciplining, ensuring your efforts in training are effective, and build a trusting relationship with your furry friend. When it comes to disciplining cats, it's easy to fall into some common traps that can actually set back your progress. Let's explore these pitfalls and learn how to avoid them to ensure your cat learns in a healthy, stress-free environment. One major mistake is relying on physical punishment, like swatting or hitting your cat. This not only harms your relationship with your pet, making them fearful or aggressive, but it's also ineffective. Cats do not connect physical punishment with the behavior you're trying to correct. Instead, they may start to associate you with pain and fear, which can lead to avoidance behavior or increased anxiety. Another common error is using loud, harsh reprimands. Yelling at your cat when they misbehave can scare them and increase stress, leading to more behavioral issues rather than solving the original problem. Cats respond better to calm, firm commands and the consistent use of negative reinforcement, like a firm no or clapping hands to startle, not scare. Misusing rewards can also be problematic. If you give your cat attention, treats, or playtime right after an undesirable behavior, even if it's just to distract them, they might interpret this as a reward for their actions. It's crucial to time your rewards properly so that your cat understands they're being rewarded for good behavior, not the bad. Ignoring the reasons behind the behavior is another oversight. Often, what we consider bad behavior is a sign of an unmet need. For example, a cat scratching furniture might not have enough appropriate scratching surfaces. Always look for the root cause of the behavior and address that need, rather than just trying to stop the behavior itself. Lastly, inconsistency in training and discipline can confuse your cat. If you're not consistent with the commands you use or the rewards and corrections you apply, your cat won't understand what you expect from them. Consistency is key to effective communication and training. By steering clear of these common mistakes, you can create a more effective and compassionate discipline strategy that respects your cat's nature and fosters a trusting and loving relationship.